enough, in fact, to help keep Wigan on top of the league for most of John Money's first season in charge. Leeds, who played a game more, could go 2 points clear if they win today. In an unchanged Wigan team, Preston has been this week's only injury doubt, but he's okay. Substitute Bobby Goulding is another Great Britain under-21 man. Don't be surprised to see him play a big part later on. Leeds move Gary Lord from the second row to full-back and give David Heron his first full game since an 8-match suspension. Paul Dixon still has a thigh injury. This team, of course, hoping to emulate the last Leeds title winners in 1972, a team that included one David Ward. 18 years later, well, most of the hair's gone, but it's the same David Ward, now the Leeds coach. He'll be interested, no doubt, in third place St Helens match at Castleford. Highlights of that later, plus some expert advice for Great Britain coach Mal Reilly. Here now, though, your match commentators David Watkins and John Helm.
Andy Gregory, Sean Edwards, Ellery Hanley, the great names in rugby league, they're all here today. And the first penalty is awarded by referee Alex Bowman. Welcome to him, his first appearance on Scrum Down, the official from Whitehaven. But he's had a lot of big matches recently, Alex Bowman, so obviously highly rated in the rugby league hierarchy at the moment. And a penalty for talking, and that's just the sort of thing that Leeds must avoid.
It certainly is, because discipline is really the name of the game these days. If you give opportunities like that to a side like Wigan to get in front early on, it makes an awful lot of work to get back into the game.
But it's Leiden, and a big roar tells you it's 2 points. Absolutely plumb, it went through like an arrow. Schofield, the battle between Schofield and Edwards is crucial today, and Edwards couldn't get him. Hanley did nail Schofield, and the touch judge is on, and it's an up and over for Ellery. Eventually he'll come down to earth. Well, it was almost the way that Hunnigan and Breland approached each other last night, that. The long stare. And there's the talking to Gregory and Platt doing plenty of talking amongst their colleagues. That's why it's 2-2. Gregory harnessed with Edwards. That was delightful play, and Goodway storming up on the shoulder. This is going to be the first try, and it's gone to Platt at Wigan. Really good rugby league football. Hanley gives the congratulations to Andy Platt, who hadn't scored in 19 matches before today.
Well, they've started really well, haven't they, Wigan? They've held the ball slowly. It's an intricate move coming back inside here, but the defence is caught in the middle. Now, Goodway showing what type of player he is, because he stepped inside his man there, and Platt took the ball on the burst. What a great try.
Platt, the scorer, coming up earlier in the season, he did score 4 times in 5 matches, but then he'd had a very barren run until today. Here's Leiden's goal kick. Successful, and Wigan in a very handy position indeed in these opening stages. Produced a bit of a roar from the Loiners. Hanley manages to elude Schofield, still Hanley. Took 3, and here comes the touch judge, Mr. Walker. According to the programme, that flag is day glow.
Just look, Hanley making ground here. He slips that first tackle of Gary Schofield's. Ackerman then hangs onto him, as does Carl Gibson. But this is just shows the top body strength. Then the tackler comes in. I think it's Cruikshank, number 7.
Excellent effort from Leiden. What a good kick. He's got the boots on today. Fit for the job. Gregory was who'd opened them up, and he tries to open them up the other way now. So does Edwards. Can't duck under Devorty. This is the last tackle, and wowee, Hampson. He's going to have a drop at goal as well, is Steve Hampson. Well, he doesn't do it very often in rugby league. He's done it today. It's almost a rare event in the game, and it's certainly a rare event for Steve Hampson. That's why he's grinning all over his face. A rather happy memory for him at Headingley. Edwards, Hanley comes up on the right now. Beats away a couple of tacklers once more. At least he hasn't got far to go home tonight. Just up the road here. Goulding, first look at him, pass inside for Platt, and Platt finds a man at his shoulder, and Goulding has only been on the field for these few moments in the second half, and he's made it count. Bobby Goulding's try, he was in at the move twice, and the young man who really knocked Leeds out of the Regal Trophy has delivered a KO again here. It's his first ever try in rugby league football.
Well, they're putting the pressure on this Leeds defence again. Poor tackling has resulted in this move taking place, Sherland. And then he's forcing off a tackle. Platt gets out of it. As always, good way there. Superb pass to Goulding. Look at the men on the outside yet again. Shaun Edwards could have even gone over as well.
Never thought I'd say this, but it's men and boys at the moment today. And Goulding's going to kick the goal as well. He's a very confident young fella. It's not only his first try this season, it's his first try for Wigan. So he's taken over from Joe Lydon to good effect. He's got 6 points himself already. 6 of the 17. They've tried 66 routes today, but none of them have... Oh, this is slow, one for Schofield. Good ball as well for Queity. Schofield again. Now in Leeds. Oh, it's out of the hands, and the interception is by Preston, and they might not catch Mark Preston. He's one of the fastest wingers in the game, and they're not going to get him. Mark Preston surely puts the seal on a Wigan victory at Headingley. Try number 28 for the former rugby union man. And just like a fire, once you see Preston's heels, it's about the last chance you've got of stopping him. No holding Mark Preston. There's been no holding Wigan today either. And it's 21 points to 2.
Well, we saw the brilliance of Gary Schofield, but Schofield coming into on the loop move then loses the ball only to see Mark Preston pick it up. Now this is speed, pace, this is what wing play is all about. He knows the defence are after him. There's no chance of them catching him. Just watch him finish this off.
Goulding with the chance here to extend the difference. Yeah, he can't take it. But I don't think Wigan will worry too much because the scoreboard tells you that it's 21-2. Heron Queity now. Purposeful runner Queity. Oh, and a great pass as well for Carl Gibson. He's got to confront Hampson. Takes him on and beats him as well. Who comes back but Hanley to help out Edwards. That was a super bit of rugby football though from Queity. Terrific pass to Gibson.
Well, it proves what they can do by moving the ball quickly. That's their only opportunity against this. Before the defence can marshal itself, they've got to move the ball out quickly and hope that the backing up is there.
Gibson playing the ball to himself, and I tell you what, he's not far off the try line either. Just needed one of his colleagues to shove him over. This must be the closest that Leeds have been to the Wigan try line just about all afternoon. Heron, Devorty now, the longer one. Schofield and Powell, he's got 2 men on the outside, he's got Schofield on the inside, and this is a try. It's David Creases. And at long last, the Wigan defence is breached. Something for the Leeds fans to applaud. And David Creaser, who suffered a desperately bad injury in dislocating a shoulder, scoring a try against Wigan 2 years ago, at least he's got some self-satisfaction. Try number 5 for him, try number 1 though for Leeds today. That's the more important statistic really on the day. Colin Maskell then. So try and make it 21-8. Oh, it's a great attempt. Swinging in between the sticks. Things for the moment are just a little brighter for Leeds. 21-8.
Well, we have said that to move the ball quickly, to catch this Wigan defence out is the only opportunity you can have. Now it's the long ball from the outside here from Devorty, which takes the defence moving to the left. But it's Powell's inside pass, just watch this, into Schofield. Obviously a planned move. Schofield then draws the defence. Superb pass. Very little for Creaser to do apart from touch it down.
Heron back inside Devorty. Now then Devorty can gallop, and he's not far off the try line either. This is the best spell that Leeds have had. Well, the ball was kicked straight into Lord's hands by a Wigan player. And he couldn't do that, so it's a penalty, and Leeds have got to run it. There's no option. Heron looking to find a gap. Now Delaney tries to find another one. Schofield shows it. Schofield gets it out, squeezes the pass for Vince Fawcett, and Leeds have got their second try. They've both come from Schofield passes. The Leeds at least are staging a comeback in this match. Fawcett's ninth, and Leeds move into double figures. And who knows, could there yet be a sting in this game?
Well, a greater urgency in their play now by Leeds, and it makes you wonder why they didn't start doing this earlier. But I suppose it is down to the defence of Wigan, but it shows that it can be broken. It's superb football. Cruikshank's diving back in, takes the defence on his outside, now brings it back, so he's got all the defence on the outside, and Schofield's craft and brilliance here makes the gap, puts the wingman over.
Goals from Maskell with equal success. A towering kick from Creaser, and it's 21-14. Well, who knows? 7 points in it, only 5 minutes to go. And Hanley will drive it in. 4 tackles left, and they could be the last 4 tackles of the match. Left to right, and Platt is still going. The man who started Wigan off on their victory surge has the ball in his hands at the final whistle. 23,570, the biggest crowd of the season, came hoping to see a Leeds victory. And certainly the Yorkshire contingent did. They've not seen it because Wigan have shown all their superb professionalism. Well played, says Gary Schofield. He recognises a great side, and Wigan have proved a great side on this day. Led by the masterful Ellery Hanley, Wigan have taken a gigantic stride towards their second championship in 4 years. Wigan 21, Leeds 14 then. Creaser and Fawcett in a late Leeds rally scoring the home tries, and there were 3 excellent goals, but Wigan's points from Platt in the first half, Goulding and Preston an interception in the second, along with all those goals from Lydon, Goulding and Hampson-Trop. A worthy win for Wigan. Man of the match, David Watkins.
Well, the man of the match this afternoon for me is Andy Platt. They say all great teams have a good defence, and to ensure that at Wigan they have Andy Platt in the side. His work rate, whether it's running, tackling or even scoring tries, and his all-round brilliance, for me, says much of that player. Well, a championship performance this afternoon by Wigan, and my man of the match award goes to Andy Platt. Obviously Leeds the biggest obstacle, and today was a championship performance by the team.
Yeah, we're very pleased with the performance up to 60 minutes. Well, and then back into it the last 20, but I think the first 60 minutes we showed what a good side we are.
Well done, and all the best the rest of the season.
Thanks very much, David. Thank you.
Mark, obviously a tremendous win to get for you today at Headingley, and your try just about killed them off.
Yeah, it was a great performance all round. I think the defence was the key. We kept him out for 60 minutes. Last 20 minutes we were a bit slack, but I'm really pleased with that try. It's been for a few weeks now. I haven't scored a try like that. The tries I've scored have just been walking, so it was a relief. But I think if Gary had thrown the ball over the top of me, they might have scored, so it could have been the other way around. But luckily I intercepted it and scored.
Funnily enough, he nearly got an interception try himself, which would have been vintage Gary Schofield.
It would have been, yeah, and before the game we always say, just don't throw silly balls out when Gary's out wide, because, you know, that's his speciality, the interception, and he nearly got hold of it, but luckily for us he knocked it on.
Obviously you've got ambitions to play for Great Britain. Now Malcolm really names his squad this week. Do you feel you're ready for international rugby?
I'd love to play international rugby, but, you know, that's up to Malcolm really. If I don't get picked, I don't get picked, you know, I'm not worried. I just want to keep in the Wigan side and hopefully go to Wembley. That's my main aim.